Good morning.
Good
Sorry about
morning.
that.
No worries at all. I've been there.
Oh, you're on mute, Elizabeth.
Man, I'm sorry you had to go through that. You're probably
Oh,
dead.
wait, never mind. You're not on mute. My, I think I am. My audio's acting funny now. Hold up 1 second. Okay. Y'all can hear me, right?
Yes.
Yes. Can you hear us?
I can hear you now.
Yay!
Perfect.
Okay. All right. Sorry about that. Yeah,
No worries. Are you super tired? Have you been dealing with travel stuff all night?
pretty much. Yeah,
Oh man.
I was supposed to be back by 11 p.m. last night, and then
Oh,
they
Oh, good
oversold
Lord.
oversold the flight, of course. So I ended up having I ended up taking a flight. It was a 10 p.m. flight to Atlanta, which it was like 5 a.m. by the time I got there, and then a 9 a.m. flight back. So yeah,
Oh.
we've been moving all night.
Oh, this is rough.
Yeah,
Oh.
just a little bit, but we're here now. We're good.
Oh man.
How was um how was y'all's week?
pretty good.
Good.
Pretty
Yeah,
good.
not too
Yeah.
shabby. Not too shabby at all.
How's everything going with your shoulder?
It's going. It's not what we expected, but it is still possibly surgical. I'll find out more next week. So,
Oh wow. Oh,
yeah, it wasn't rotator or labrum at all. It's a
really?
different trifecta, as Laura put
Oh.
it, of injuries that it's normally a weightlifter's injury. So,
Mm,
unfortunately, I'm not a weightlifter though either. So it's a little confusing, but we'll make it through.
yeah. Okay. Well, I'm glad you got some more answers. Hopefully it's all good news from here on out, but
Thank you.
all right. Uh, did we have any questions, issues with when we were refactoring our application, anything like that? No? Okay.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Pretty straightforward. Um, Let me go ahead and share my screen. It's gonna be a okay. You can see my screen? Perfect. Okay, let me see. All right. It's going to obviously be a shorter class. I'm not going to run over time or anything like that. It's the last day of class, so it was gonna be pretty much just showing you a little bit, show you something else with use effect, like another use case for use effect. And then it was gonna also be what was it? Oh yeah, just if you want to demo your project real quick. Oh, that was gonna be something else that we cover as well, so that way, um, we can see what you worked on, get to show off a little bit of what you got. And then I believe Brian will be hopping on at some point to go over to discuss the moving forward, because I know we are going to yeah, moving forward for how module 5 and module 6 is gonna work, the capstone. Those are gonna be pretty smooth sell as well. Uh and then also just want to say, because next module is where we're gonna learn how to deploy things. So all this so what we built here, and then what we build in module 5, you be able to deploy those, so you can have like little projects that you can show off to people that you have deployed. But with that, we'll just jump right into it. So this is the last day of module 4. And then we're going to, I know we worked with local storage before, so normally when you see local storage, you're usually gonna see it in use effect. So we're gonna be creating a favorites page with a which is going to show all our favorites. So in this case, we are going to be changing our cards to be able to toggle them to add them to the favorites, take changing each item, and then also being able to retrieve the list of those favorites. All right. All right. So in this case, we want to when we do present our favorites, we're gonna present them and like I said, we're gonna be using use state. So this is gonna be like using that use state and then or using the use effect, then setting our use state to based on our local storage. So we're checking our local storage. If we have any favorites, then we are going to set those favorites locally in our use state. Or yeah, I say locally, but it's in our use state. However, if we don't, then as we go and add favorites, then we're going to update our favorites that way. So one thing we'll go ahead and do is let's see. Before I jump into it, do we have any questions about that? No, how that works. Okay. It's just using pretty much a little bit of everything we uh already have done and then just going through it real quick. All right. So what we are going to do here is oh oops, in our pages. Oops, we're gonna have a favorites. And then my brand shot. Mm, I think we're gonna do favorites. Uh-oh, did I do something? Oh, because I capitalized it. So this is gonna be our favorites page. And then for now, oh no. So we're gonna have our favorites page. And then we're going to go ahead and oh sorry. See, look, I'm moving too fast. So in our pages, we're gonna create our favorites file, and then we're just setting it up, getting the little skeleton going. So from our favorites, this is the page. So on this page, this is where um we're gonna access our local storage and then we're gonna see what's part of what do we have in our favorites listed in our favorites array. And then we're going to go and get all those items and then render them out here. see. All right, we're good. And we're good on that? Okay, perfect. All right. So then from there, we're gonna go to our app. And then we can just, oh, that's more work. Here, we'll do it this way. So we'll add a new route. And what the path is going to equal favorites. And the element is going to equal our favorites. And then we haven't imported it, so this way, if we use the IntelliSense, then it'll update the import for us. Otherwise, you just have to explicitly import it yourself, which is using the default, so we don't use the curly brackets. Let me put okay. Uh-oh. Okay, so we got a route. And then now our main functionality is going to um live on the milk cart because that's how we are going to decide. That's how we're going to access which item to add to the milk cart. We're just going to um for each card there is, we'll put some type of, like a button or something, so that we can access or so we can toggle that favorite, right? So which is what we're gonna do here. We're gonna add a toggle. So what the toggle is gonna do is if it's present in our favorites, then we are going to remove it, and if it's not present, then we're gonna add it. So that's all this toggle is doing right here. So we're gonna add it here, and then from here we're not using useState yet, so we're gonna import useState from React. And then we're gonna set our favorites. And then it is going to be string, array of strings. And if it's array, our default is going to be just an empty array. So I say it's going to be an array of strings because uh, uh, what we're going to do is we are going to essentially set our favorites by using an ID, right? We're going to use the Mills ID to set that favorite. So that way all we have to do is just store just those single strings. We don't have to do the full object or anything like that. Because instead we are just going to make a new call to the API to get those um those mills back. All right. And then with that, we're going to go ahead and type foo toggle function. And then I said, yeah, we're gonna do it by the ID, which is gonna be a string. Okay. And then so oh goodness, for this, we are going to use a combination of the includes. So what we're doing here is we're gonna set our favorites. Uh, so we're gonna, could you remember we can do the functions to determine our value for setting our use state. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna set our favorites. Um, Prev is just gonna represent the previous value. Yeah, the previous value. You'll see that a lot in coding. So it's just checking. It's just because in this case, it's going to be um the existing value of the favorites, right? So the reason for that being is uh we're checking to see if it's already in there. So we want to know, we're checking. So if you see in this instance where it says set favorites, we're doing it like this. This is going to equal the already existing favorites. And then we're checking to see if it includes uh the ID. So we're passing this ID, which is going to be the mill ID. We're checking if this mill ID is already in here. If it is, uh, then we want to filter out. We want to return the value of the array without that filter. So this is going to uh return all the values that don't equal this ID. So that's just another use that like another way you'll see filter used. You can I think the last time we did it we were returning specific values that did match. In this case we're returning all the values that don't match. Uh but if it is not in there, then we want to add it. So we're using the spread operator inside of an array. Oh, sorry, a spread operator inside of an array, and then we're adding the ID. So this is essentially creating a new array. That way it's effectively creating that copy. Uh, so we're creating it with the spread operator. And then it's going to just like a normal array, commas. So it's gonna add everything that's already in there. It's just creating a copy of it, and then the comma ID is just adding. It's just adding it to that array as well. So it's adding it. So that's how it's removing it, and then that's how it's adding it all in one function. So you don't have to worry. You don't have to do anything outside this in addition to this to be able to remove it. This is a simple way to do it. I say simple, but it looks complicated, but it makes more sense the more you get used to these shapes. So we'll go ahead and implement this ourselves. So set file. So or you can just say previous with the arrow function. These tooltips. And then so we did a pre dot includes. Okay. Oh, well, it finished it for me. Oh, ID. So if it includes, so we're doing the ternary operator. So I didn't mention that, but yeah. Sure. I was confused. So the ternary operator. So if it does, so if it's true, the first one. Remember, so if it's true, it's always the first one. So if it's true, tooltips. If it's true, then we want to, what did I say, filter, and then what did I say? Oh, it's a filter. Sorry, yeah. So similar to the I think was it the did I have it on the demo? Yeah, Fave ID. Okay. We're gonna be using that. So we are passing, yeah, includes the ID. So we're doing the prived off filter with the favorite ID. So we're checking if it's or we filtering because it's gonna go through each item, and then each item as it goes through is gonna evaluate it as favorite ID. It's gonna declare, yeah, it's gonna declare as a variable as favorite ID, and then we're in there, we're checking, we're gonna compare it. So we don't want it to equal to ID. So if it's going through each item, and if any of those items equal ID, it's just going to not include it in the returned value. Otherwise, we want it to do the opposite, which is going to add it, which is the spread operator, and then comma ID. And then since we all, let me see. Okay. Sorry, I'm just thinking real quick on what we have enough time to do today. Just debating. I mean, we're gonna get through everything, but on how we would test this. Um, okay. Okay, yeah, we'll get there. So we should be pretty confident that this is gonna work because uh we know. I mean, we yeah, these filters are pretty are reliable. They're tried and tested, methods. Uh but normally like if you were doing this already, and if you want to test your favorites, then you could just create like a little test case. You would just set the favorites and then yeah, some test favorites, and then you would were we in the milk cart? Yeah, we would go ahead and just throw the little favorites toggle on there, and then you'd be able to uh just click the button to toggle it that way and just have like a little using the toggle function. Oh, right now we're just gonna get to the part where we actually like implement it um for the sake of time. But oops, sorry. Do we got all of that? Any questions about that or anything? No? Okay. All right. So we got our toggle function in place. Now what's up, basic? So now we got our local storage. I know we worked with them before, but we are going to implement our local storage, calling our local storage. So we got if you remember, we got our set item, which in this case we're just gonna do so local storage. You don't have to do anything special for it. It's already built in, so you just call it local storage dot set item. And then first part is going to be your key name, and then the second part is going to be your variable. Uh, we're doing the JSON.stringify because if you just did favorites, um, it has to be JSON. So the bro is going to try to force it to JSON anyway. And then when you try to return the values, it's going to get messy. So the easy way is just to stringify it because then it's going to put your array in strings in a stringified version. So that way, when you call the get item uh, and you access those values, then here, like in this one, it parses through it and it returns it in the expected format. So that's just one of those little uh good things to remember as you are getting familiar with it. So with that being said, let me see. Um, one of the things we want to do is we want to be able to um persist this with use effect. So just like similar to when you are making an API call, you want to make the that one API call on mount. You also want to do a persist these values, right? So you want to be able to where you need these values, you want to be able to load them on mount, and then uh anytime the value changes, you want to be able to update it as well. So you can also use effect to set the new value, right? Because we're not setting just any one individual item, we're setting an array and items, right? Which is the favorites. So that way, anytime the array itself changes, then we want to save the new array to our local storage. Yep. So you would normally see this shape. There would be like I mentioned last time, you kind of want to use your use effects for like an intended purpose. You don't want your use effects to get too what's the word I'm looking for? Convoluted, I guess. And then there's just some functions that um won't work well together in a use effect. So that's just some things to keep in mind when we're working in a use effect. So with that, we'll go ahead and set up our local storage and our use effect. All right. So this is okay, perfect. Mm-mm-mm. Did I have this right? I want to make sure. So I want to make sure I got the correct shape. Because we are looking for. Let me see. We're gonna be pulling in. So this is the card, the mill card. We do want to know. We do want the context of if that card that we're actively on is in favorites. So we are going to be checking for that. But then, okay, yep. All right, so I'm thinking of, so we're going to be accessing the local storage in the mill cart, but we're also going to be accessing the local storage and our favorites, uh, yeah, and our favorites when we actually create our favorites, which essentially we'll just have a new similar like who we have our mill list, we'll just do our mill list uh with but like our favorites list. All right. So with that, gotta use uh mm, 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 mm. Um, so we are checking save for what's saved in the storage already. And then if, and then just a reminder because if you're checking something like this, if you like if saved, if you're just checking like if something exists like an array, especially like in the local storage array, like in this case, the value is just not gonna exist, right? Um, but we are looking for falsy values, right? So like even if it was like an empty array, then that's a falsy value. In this case, typically um like your first instance, the favorites is just isn't going to exist. So that's going to equate to a falsy value as well. And then if there was an instance of it and if it was it just returned an empty array, that would also be a falsy value. So this is going to return like if saved if empty array is gonna it's gonna see it as false. So that's just that reminder. So then, because we want to set our favorites based on what's already exist in our local storage. Oopsie. So JSON, which is all caps, dot parse to return it in that uh to handle that the stringify when because it's been stringified. And then so we got that, and then I'll do that here afterwards. And we want to do that. Oh, I know where I messed up at. Okay. So I didn't import use effect. That's pretty important. Thought I was going crazy again. Okay. And so we want to run this every time. That one time, remember if it's an empty array, it's gonna run on that on mount the one time. So we wanted that to happen every time it mounts on that initial mount. And then we're gonna have another use effect. Okay. Oh my goodness. Cool tips. And then this one is going to save our value. So it's going to be the local storage dot set item, which is the first item is going to be our key, our key. And then the second one is going to be our value, which is going to be dot JSON dot stringify, which is nice enough to finish. And then favorites. And that one's pretty straightforward. But this one is not going to be empty array because we want it to save every time favorites is updated. Are we good on that? Perfect. And then just real quick to so you can have an idea of what's like happening with Stringify because if we have like excuse me, let me do it like this. Oh my goodness. Okay. Yeah. So we have an array of strings, which are, oh wait, let me do it though. Uh, when you, yeah, when you JSON dot stringify it, It just basically, yeah, it returns. Oh, Mr. Kind of this little weird shape. Like it stringifies the whole array. So the whole, like even like the brackets are string. Um, so that whole thing is a string. And then what uh JSON dot parse does is coming in and it is basically it it's expecting this to be a string in JSON format. Um so it's going to um parse it out back to its original value, right? So it's going to essentially return this original value, which is going to be an array. So just to kind of give that visualization of that, because like um that's what's happening. That's why you're doing it. Otherwise, if you were to do it without let me see. Uh, oh my goodness, my typing is horrible today. It would come, I want to say, I always forget the exact shape of it, but let me see. Oh yeah, it's gonna coerce it. So it's gonna be more like I want to say, was it the, oops, let me see. I'm thinking that's it. Hold on, let me confirm, because now I forgot how the, let me see, trying to see, because it's the way local storage handles it. Okay, so it was just, if they were just strings, then it would just return the value. I had it wrong. Yeah. It would just return the values without the uh, like without any other spaces, and then it'll just return them like this. So if it was like different, if it was like strings, array numbers, and things like that, it'll just make them this one long little your brackets are going and then make it this one long little, not string, but string or characters, just I guess you could say. Uh, just one long value. So that's just for reference. Sorry. I don't think I actually ever I knew why we did it, but I actually never seen the shape of what happens when you do it that way. So from there, you're not able to loop over it or anything like that. So if it's like supposed to be an array, it's not an array no more, uh, and all that fun stuff. And then that's how it'll be saved as its value. But you be able to, like, once we get this done, you'll be able to test it as well because you'll be able to remove the stringify and then you'll be able to access the value in local storage as well. All right. So we got that. So now we are, yeah, I'll get this. Oops. I'll get rid of this to make it clean. Okay. So we got our use effects, we got our toggle function, and then we got our favorites. All right. So next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna make a button out of it. Um, so I don't think did we install Lucid on our project yet? I don't think we installed anything for icons, right? No. Okay. So we'll do that real quick. So we'll just do npm install Lucid React. I'll copy it in the Slack. Do a module for it was module for day 8. Uh, so I put it in the module for day 8 thread in our Slack. If you just want to be able to copy it. So we added one package and we got that installed. Yep, no issues. Cool. All right, since we're doing this on our card, we're going to from here import the heart. Is it Heart from Lucid React. So yeah, just import heart and make sure that the heart is capitalized because it's a component. And then usually if you're gonna be using like an icon library, sometimes you might end up using more than one icon library because like one might not have everything you need and the other might. Uh that's where you'll notice like that little shorthand trick for being able to just start typing in a component and then being able to use IntelliSense to finish it will be useful because they might have some of the same icons and they might be similarly named or named the same or whatever, but you be able to see here I'll show you because I'll do it. Like for instance, for this one, like you'd be able to what was it? For demonstration purposes, you don't have to copy this one. Heart. So like yeah, see how it has the heart. You with IntelliSense, you always be able to see where it's coming from. So like if you had two icon packages and they both had heart, you'd be able to see which one. And that's one way you'd be able to speed this process up to see to get which one, especially if you're doing uh a few icons at a time. So that's just a use case for that, I guess you could say. But I'll go ahead and bring my heart back. All right, we're good on that. Okay, and then from there, okay, yep. So we are, ooh, I can, yeah. So we are going to do a favorite button. Uh, actually, yeah. Okay, I see. So with that, actually, we're gonna remove the heart from there because we can just make this its own component. So in our component folder, we'll just do a favorite button.tsx. And then we're going to import the heart. Then we are going to, oops, hold up, not const. Don't do const. It's gonna error out. Function, favorite, favorite button. We're gonna do ID. What do we have? Oh, ID, favorites, and on toggle. Favorites and on toggle, which is a callback function. And we got All right. And I already know because on the demonstration I didn't put it, but we'll create it here. So we need to create our favorite button props. And as for this one, since we are modeling the favorite button prop is modeling the shape of an object, which is our props. We want to use the interface. And then we're gonna do favorite button props equal. Oh wait, not equal because it's the props. I'm thinking object, but yeah. So favorite interface, favorite button props. We're gonna do the ID, which is gonna be a string, and then favorite. Which is gonna be, did we even, let me see. Okay, we did. We did okay. Which is gonna be a array of strings. And then on toggle, it's gonna be void. Because it's a uh callback function. It's a that is a weird concept itself. But essentially you can they're, ca- uh, they're called callback functions. So what we're gonna end up doing is we're gonna pass that on toggle function that we created in as a prop. I know coding gets a little crazy sometimes. They get a little wild with it, but it's useful. All right, we're all good. Cool, 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 cool. Okay. Then we're gonna do a variable is fave because we wanted to um return true. So we're looking for favorites dot includes ID. So we're checking the ID that we're passing in, so which is gonna be uh yeah, which is going to be a okay, I should explain. So this is gonna be a dynamic button. Uh so what's happening is we're putting this button component on on every card, and on every card we're passing the ID, and then this is fave is going to check if it is a favorite or if it's not a favorite. So if it's in the favorite list, then we're gonna do something with it that makes it stand out from the rest. So that's really all that is. And then that's why we're also passing the on toggle function to it because we want that button, because remember it's a button, so we're gonna make it do something when we click it, which is gonna be that on toggle function. And then we're gonna return, and then it's going to be a button, which is gonna be the on click, which is going to be the on top. Okay, no, you had it the first time. Okay. And then I think, what do we make our on toggle take? Toggle function, we made a take. Oh, ID. Sorry. So we're gonna pass the ID. Oh, let me see. One. Oh, where did I? Uh-oh, I messed up on something. Hmm. How my brain is escaping me because they're supposed to be. Oh, is it the? It's not this because that's the previous value. Hold up, I done forgot how to. I'm pretty sure. I'm sorry, my brain is shot. But that's one of uh, one of the benefits of TypeScript because it helps us find these errors early. Uh, hold up, let me see. So let me look up these callbacks. I was thinking, let me see. So did I just not have the? Oh wait, okay. So I was in the right direction. I just needed to uh finish it out by and typing it out, doing the typing. So I had to assign the type to it. But we are messing something else up. What did I break now? Oh, because it's still open. Sorry. I forgot I was in the middle of typing it out when we got that error. Okay. Yeah. So even you have to make sure your callback function that you declare has that parameter, and then the parameter needs to also have its typing. So that's where I went wrong. I put the parameter in, and I don't know why I didn't even think to put the string, but that should have been my first thought. Oh, but yeah. So now we're on back on track to this. And then so it's a button, and then we want our button to have our heart component. And a good thing about a lot of these, what is it? Yeah, a lot of these icon libraries, like yeah, a lot of the icon libraries, but especially with Lucid, a lot of the icons, you can do a fill with them. I think they're technically SVGs, so you can do a fill with them, and it will what's the word? Fill it with that color. So you can do just like basic typing out the color. Oh no, I hit the wrong one. So we'll do a ternary operator on this one, and then we should be able to do it. I think we should be able to do an empty string. ID favorite toggle. Any questions about that or anything? Nope. All right. Were we good? We caught up on everything? Okay, perfect. Okay. Now we got that in. We're gonna add it to our, we already did that part. That's for our favorites.tsx page. We're gonna add it to our card. Let's add it after. So we'll go ahead and we'll import, because it's the default, we don't need the brackets. We'll do our favorite button from favorite button. And then right after, I mean, for me, it's a P tag. I don't know if you changed it up because I know I told y'all can style it however you want to. So you're gonna put your favorite button in, and then we gotta include um we gotta remember to include, okay, yeah, our item. So our props. So our first one is gonna be, because we're doing the mill dot ID mill. And then we had our second one, which was our favorite. So it's just going to take all of the favorites. So we'll do our favorites. And our own toggle is going to equal our toggle function. Then I should close it out. Oh, did I get rid of the div? I done got rid of the closing div. Mine is not running. Oops, sorry. Oh, I did create a problem for us, which we'll have to address.
What did it say at the very top, the import favorite button from, where does that come from? Oh,
Yeah, our favorite button component.
thank you.
Of course. And then the way I have it set up, I did create a problem for us. Which is, what was it? Oh, I'll show you. Oh, wait, sorry. Are we still copying that? We're good? Okay. So the problem I just created for us, I don't know if you can tell by the shape of um the way the JSX was, but we have our nice little heart, and you'll see that it works briefly. Oh, well, you didn't see it. But yeah, we what you call it? It's in the link. So when you click on it, it's going to also react. The link is also going to activate. So we need to move it out of the link, which means the link itself cannot be the top level. There's another way. Okay, yeah. So we'll move the link because we don't necessarily want the whole card. The net, it depends. The whole card doesn't have to be the uh the full, doesn't have to be fully clickable, I guess you could say. So I'm gonna do another div. Whoa. And then I am going to move and move it outside of the card, but I'm also going to move the link. Oh, y'all. So we lose some of our styling. And I'm gonna move this class name uh from the link. What was that? Oh, I hit the wrong button. Copy. I'm gonna move Control X. Oh my goodness. And then okay, so that gave me a weird where's the full image for some reason. Okay, because the container in them. Let me see. Oh, wrong one. So let's do a class name on the figure. We'll do height 1/2 and then width 1/2. Okay. Let's see what happened. Oops, no. So it looks like it was taking up the full height. Yep, taking up the full height and the card body. But so we do the height half, we can do the width. So we don't even need this. We should just be able to leave the width full. Okay. And then now I am thinking, hold up, let me see. What? Okay. For some reason, tooltip. We got the link. For some reason, the image is over our our text. So let's see if it's doing the same thing and trying to take a why is it acting like this? Let me see. Let me see. Okay. So the link is also taken up. Uh, okay. So we'll just do it here then instead on the image because the link is just taking up the full. The link is greedy, I guess. All right. As you can see, uh, yeah, as you can see, uh, CSS can be a little wonky sometimes. So we made the link half height because it was taking up the full height, But the link is, let me see. Let me see. So the link is now around the half height mark, but now the image is half height because I set it to half height. But if I don't set it to half height, well, then the image is going to be take over the full. So let's see what happens if we do full. So I can explain that one. So what happened is if you don't do full, because the images are just the images are, what is it? Large. I can't think of the word that I was trying to say. I want to say naturally, but that's not the word. But the images are large images. So if you don't set a height for them, they're gonna be their regular size. In this instance, for whatever reason, they're not being contained. However, if we do full, height full equals the full height of the container that it's in, right? So it sets it to that full height of that container. So that's why, for whatever reason, height full works, but not for whatever reason, for that reason. Height full works and it gives us the expected height, but if you leave it with no height, it's just going to, in this instance, default to uh the actual size of the image is what I'm trying to say. The actual size of the image. Or at least it's going to try to go to the size. So ended up coming out to the container of the div. I say the actual size of the image, but it's trying to go to its actual size, but it's going to be the largest of this container of this div. And we see they have this shape, and then we get our what we came for, which was our heart. Give you some time to get that down. And if there, I know there was kind of a bit that we went through there quickly. So if there's anything that you need help with or confused about, just let me know. That is what I'm here for. And we're actually making some decent time. So take your time. How are we doing on that? Good, 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 good. I don't. I know I told y'all can do your own styling or anything. Did anybody like format their cars differently from me, or is it pretty much similar? Or because in that way, well, really, I'm just
Mine has
curious.
quite mine has quite a bit of difference because I played
Mhm.
around a lot this week.
Okay.
But like I have one bug that I have to work out before it's fixed. So if Laura wants to show off anything that she has first, I will attempt to fix this little break wherever I have it and go from there. And then I can show you all of it.
Oh no no no, you're fine. Oh,
Okay.
we're not quite at the demo part. Uh,
Okay.
so I'm because I was asking because like if there was any issues you were coming up with because like your specific changes, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I want because I was like I said I was accounting for that. So like if you make changes, I want to be able to help you with what you're trying to do specifically with your
Okay.
application, right? So that's why I told you to make it your own. So that way if you do run into any issues, then I can definitely help you with that. So if you
Okay.
wanted to, we can go through the issue you're having. Because we are gonna have a time for like showing off your application at the
Okay.
end of the class, but yeah, this one is just to get it working.
Okay. If you'll, I want to try it on my own to see if I can get it to not be broken and see if
Not
I can go from
a
there. That way, I want to try to not break it on my own so that I'm
not
well
a
versed in it.
absolutely no worries. That is perfectly
Um,
fine.
I broke mine too, actually.
Oh, okay.
Um, Mine is not nearly as fancy as Elizabeth's as mine. It's pretty not too much, but anyway, at any rate, I had realized that I'd forgotten to change. I'd changed all of the JSXs to TSXs in
Mhm.
except for two. I'd realized.
Okay,
So I was trying to fix that and broke it. So I am
gotcha.
not in the way of sharing it either.
No worries. Yeah, yeah, if y'all want to spend like a few minutes trying to fix your issues, you definitely can. We can spend like 10 minutes on it. Um, I I mean, I would say like if you depending on what it is, because like af not everything has to be TSX like TypeScript format right now. Like if we were just working on it, you can update it later if you want to, but if you want to fix it now, that's fine just for it to conform and all that good stuff. That's up to you. Um, but yeah, if y'all want to spend some time trying to fix it, and then if we need help, then we can address it and go from there. Okay. Yeah, I'll give y'all like, how about we do until 10 or not 10, what? 1:17. And then if you're done beforehand, that's fine. And if afterwards if you need a hand, then we'll do that. And I'll be here, so just holler if you need anything. All right. How is it going? Doing good. Were we able to get our buttons figured out? Or not buttons, but our issues. Perfect, perfect. All right. Any questions for me or anything, Dante? Okay. All right. Ooh, 1 second. Let me see. Okay. All right. So the next thing we were gonna do is we need to finish up our favorites page. So we already got our path. Now we just need to do to render our our favorite meals, which I told you would essentially be our meal list, but just our favorite meals. Um, mm, let me see. How did I want to do this? I wanted to do, okay. Yeah, we'll do a new file and we'll do call it favorite list.tsx. Exploit default function. Oh wait, is it we already have? Because how did we? Oh, it was favorites. Actually, no. So sorry, we already had the favorites page. We'll just use the favorites page instead of doing the list. Cause then we'll just do. Hmm. Sorry, I'm trying to think of how I had this planned. I don't even. Let me. So we got our favorite button. We have our meal card, our meal card. That into favorites. So we got our favorites and our storage, our meal list. Okay. And then we'll call our meal list here, right? Okay. So we already have a meal list, so we can do for this one, I think we could do, hold up. So let me want to import meal list, and then we'll keep that, and then we can do dot get item. Then let me see. Favorite meal. Okay. We'll do I think so we'll do cons. Let's do okay. So I'll go ahead. I'm just gonna put the JSON, just wrap this in the JSON parser. So we'll do it that way. No, it's not a type of. Oh, okay. Okay. We have to do the similar. All right. Yep, we're working with TypeScript, so we have to do the same check. So we'll do const saved equals local storage dot get item. Goodness. Then Mhm. So with that, because we want to save it. Okay, so we want to be able to save that parse value into a variable. So we'll go ahead and put it in a use state. So we'll import use state of React fonts, and then we're gonna do uh or we'll keep this favorite use state. Then empty string. Then we're gonna set favorites to that value. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to remember what my thought process was when I did this. Normally I have more time to review what I'm doing. Yeah, I have more time to review what I'm doing before class, so it flows a little bit better. But I don't remember where I think because we're calling this page, we got the favorites page, and we're calling this page. I think initially, because we're doing the API call on, where are we doing it? Making that call. We're making that call here. And then I think I was, okay. So yeah, I think my original was that we were just going to make yeah, we were gonna set the favorites and then okay. Okay. So then we're gonna do favorite meals. We're gonna equal use state and then okay. So then we need to import, oh, I don't know. Okay, I did not go over this with y'all. So I created when I did I forgot to share this with you. Uh, Mill. So you can create a types.typescript file. Like you can make all kind of different type of types file. And then here we had the that mill interface. So we had created that interface in one of our other files. So instead, you can actually export interfaces as well. So what I did is I created this types.typescript file, and then you can have different type of names ones and all that fun stuff. But the type is usually like if you're gonna have like some globally shared types, you would create it like this. Um, so here I will actually copy that and I'll share this in a Slack. So that way, if you don't already have this, you may have already created one, but if you don't, then you can use this one. See. Oh, wait, 1 second. Let me fix that. Okay. Yep. So you can go. So you can just in this one's in the root of the directory. Um, and then you can just create it the types.typescript and you can just paste that in there. But yeah, you can export interfaces just like you can of functions and variables and all that good stuff. Oops. So it look like. All right. And then we got that types file set up. Okay. So then from there, going back to our favorites, uh, page, we're gonna finish this U state, which we're gonna do U state, and then it's gonna be the mill, and it's gonna be an array of mills, and starting off as an empty array, and then go ahead and add use effect because we're gonna use use effect to uh generate our uh favorites because we need to put this or get our uh local storage to get our favorites as well. But actually, hold on, let me see. Sorry, I'm thinking. So the way it's set up is looking like because we'll have to do a lot of some redundancies with creating the favorites where we could clean it up here. But we'll do it this way for now and then I can share the cleaned up code with you. Um yeah, we got 20 minutes. Okay, we'll get through this and then we'll go from there. So we are going to put this in use state to get our favorites. So our use effect, I'm sorry. Use effect. So and then we'll take this and do our empty dependency array because we want that. We want to grab that every time this page loads. And then we're gonna have another use effect. All right, and then we caught up on that. Yep. Okay. Perfect. Okay. So then with that, we're gonna take this. So we got our favorites in. Now we got the IDs, and then we have for each one, where is it at? I think it's in the body. Yeah, that's the query. Where we mill detail. Okay, yeah. So I'll post I'll post this one in the Slack because this is the link we're gonna use to get the list. Yeah, get our list of. Let me see. Actually, I do want to check because I want to make sure. Uh, what was it? I almost forgot. The mill DB, yeah. So I want to check the mill DB to see if they have a batch. So I want to be see if we can like do like a common separated value of IDs and then get them that way. One way to test is let's do this. I wanted to here, let me go back and get this one. Yeah. 'Cause I want to be able to see the. I need to see the IDs so I can get that IDs. Okay. This is probably not gonna work either. Yep. But what if we do? Yep. No. Okay, because that's looking at about name. So I was just trying to see. Oh no. Oh. A little more. I was just trying to see if there was a way to batch the request, but no, we have to make an individual call for each, which is fine. Okay. Okay. Back to it. So instead of doing it that way, we can recommend it. Yes. So I said I was gonna copy this one, yep, because that's the ID. In fact, we can do here. So that's low mills. We don't want to do this. Actually, yeah. We'll just copy this use effect and then we'll rename it and do something. So I'll copy that. I'll send that in Slack as well. So I put it in the Slack thread. So what we'll do here, 'cause that's for the set mills. We're going to, this one is change that to set favorite. Okay. And once, let me know when you got that copied in. Good.
Just will you scroll to sort of the end of that? Is that where the end where it ends is at line 25?
Yes.
Okay.
For the use effect, yes.
Yeah. Thank
Yep.
you.
No worries. So because what we're gonna end up doing is we're gonna do the same fetch, really. We're gonna change this into a we're gonna what is it? What's the word I'm looking for? We're gonna make a call for each favorite. This isn't the most efficient way to do it, but we're gonna make a call for each favorite one, and then we're going to put it in an array and then the um set the favorite meals to this array. If that makes sense. And then this ID is showing us like a little error, which is fine because we're gonna fix that uh by what we're about to do. All right. Are we good? We're good on that. Let's see. Are you getting any errors or anything, Laura?
I am, but I just noticed that return at the bottom there. Will you scroll all the way down to the? There we
Yeah,
go. Okay,
this
that's
is
what I'm missing. Okay,
oh yeah, this is the favorites page. Sorry.
there we go. Thank you very much.
Of course. Okay. All right. Now from here and our use of at the top of our use effect for to load the mills, we are going to make a mills array. Oh wait, yeah, okay, we don't have a one in this one. Yeah, we'll just do mills. And then now we want what we want to do is we want for each favorite item we want to make an API call. So what we're going to do is we have our favorites. We're going to take our favorites and then we're going to do a dot map and we're just going to do an ID. And then since we're going to be adding it to what we're going to do is we're going to add it to this array. So we don't need to have a return statement, so we can use the parentheses here. And then we're actually going to take this. We'll take this and then we're going to put it inside the map. We're still going to make some changes to it. What did I break? Cut up. We got AC low man. Yeah. It is. Hold up. It's saying can't find. Oh, no, I might be wrong. We might have to change it to the curlies. Okay, yeah, it has to be curlies because yep, because we're calling this function in here. Okay, so it'll be curly braces, and then we'll copy and paste that function inside of our curly braces for our map. And then what we're going to do, instead of setting favorite meals here, we are going to actually do meals dot push data. So it's going to be an array. We're going to push each meal that we go through and grab. We're going to push it to the array. So then once it goes through and maps through everything, then yeah, once it goes through, maps everything, then it should have this meals populated with all the meals that we pulled from our favorites. And then from there, we're going to actually set our favorite meals to meals, which we're getting. I think it's because set favorite meals has, oh yeah, I did not set a type. Oops. Sorry. Oh, meal. Okay. So we need to set the type. And then so for each, so it's gonna go through, and then for each call, it's gonna at the end of that call, it's gonna make that call to the API, get the ID, then it's gonna get the data, transform it to JSON, then it's gonna push it to the array, and then it's gonna keep doing that till it goes through all our favorites. And then we're already returning our meal list. So what we're going to do here is it's just going to return our meal list, and then oh wait, before I forget, because I forgot. Okay, we're not returning anything. Okay, never mind. So yeah, so we're gonna want our meals, which is going to be our favorite meals, and I do believe that's everything we need for that. And then let me. Oh, we still. Hold up, I put it. Okay, I see. So I put the set favorites in the wrong. So the set favorites has to come. Who's wrong? It has to come outside. Hold up, let me separate these so they're a little bit easier to read. Okay, so the set favorite has to come outside of the function, and then we need to call the load. And realistically, since we're calling it in a it'll be, I think it'll be fine here. Realistically, we shouldn't need a async function since we're mapping through and doing it, but uh, it should be fine. Because all that would happen is it's probably, I don't know if there's gonna create any conflicts. There's a possibility. I don't think so. It'll just make, and doing it this way, it'll just make calls. It'll just make some calls simultaneously. So we just have to watch out for that. In some situations, it can cause some issues. But here, I think with this, we should get a. Make sure I called it to the right one. Favorites is calling favorites. We're pulling in mill list. Let me make sure I used all the parameters for mill list. It's the mills. We have our favorite mills. But it's also probably because, let me see. Hold the phone because it's we access it through application. Oh, it is. Uh-oh. It is setting the favorite to one item at a time. And then if any of them are already set, but then let's see what happens. And then it's setting them to 0. Okay. Uh-oh. So let's see. String is an array. We know it's an array. Oh, it's because I set it to a, this should be adding them because it should take pre-filter, we're gonna filter fave ID. Okay. So for whatever reason, I must have messed something up here for setting the favorites because it should be toggling because we know it's doing something when it's okay. Well, we are already 6 minutes over, so I know I told you I wouldn't hold you, just because we started late. Um, okay, yeah, it is the last day of class. Okay, so what I will do, because I don't want to leave. Normally we reserve like normally we would have enough time to go through this and troubleshoot this because that's what I reserve a lot of the time for. Um, but right now we don't. So what I can do is I will we'll just call it here. And then I will try to think on the best way. I will probably I don't want to just send you I'll figure out something. I'll let you know what how I'll share with you like what the issue was, what I did to fix it and all that stuff. Um I might do like a little short video or something. I'll see what's necessary. Um, just because I don't want y'all to feel like you missed out on this part, but I also want to get us to like a working solution. But I'll figure out what the issue is and then I'll get back to you. Or if you wanna no, don't worry about that. Yeah, I'll figure it out. I'll send you the issue, which probably be like right after this class. And then we'll go from there. But you seen Brian's message? He sent you that message. Like you said, it's gonna be 2 weeks. Yeah, we're gonna have 2 weeks off because of July 4th. It's gonna be this next week, and then the next week is gonna be July 4th weekend. So we'll just start after that, and then I'm thinking probably like probably like the Monday after July 4th, I'll have homework for us, but we'll definitely be in touch. And then I'll send you the updated fix for this, and then it'll be all up it'll be in the GitHub, and then I'll also send you like what I did and the steps I took to fix it. Sound good? Sorry for the lateness. I'm sorry. We would have like as you know, we would have normally had time for this, but um and then it just threw off my flow, so I was a little choppy today, so I'm sorry for that as well. But if you have any questions whatsoever, I'm still here for you. I don't want you to feel like you missed out because we missed that hour and a half. So I'm so sorry about that. I feel bad about that, but do we have any questions at all?
No questions from me.
No.
Don't worry about being late or having a shorter class. It was perfect.
Yeah,
Okay.
no worries whatsoever about that. Don't even give that a second thought.
Okay. So because I did want to show this, I did want to show this, like how we were doing it this way, because like React can kind of get confusing. You can kind of like mix things up, and I did it the least efficient way. So I'm gonna show you the solution, and then I'm also gonna give you the solution for like the best way to do this, because we can put everything on the top level app and then send everything down. We don't want to get like too crazy with it, which is called prop drilling, but I'll send you that, and then that's something you can look at. But then other than that, y'all have a good break. And if you need anything at all, or when I send this, you have any questions, just let me know. All right. Thank
Sounds
you.
good. See you later.
See ya.
Thank you so much.
Of course. Bye bye.
Bye.